Hi crafters, my name is Diane. Today is February of 2023 and I'm going to show you how I made this mini photo album book using Creekbank Creations product line called Skinny Dippin'. I'm going to show you a quick preview of what the album looks like, and then I am going to slow down and I'll go back through the pages just to give you a step-by-step idea of what products that I use to create each one of these pages and flaps. You can find all of the products by going to www.creekbankcreations.com, and Creekbank also has a YouTube channel that you can go to check out the videos on how to make different pages and flaps of these books, and it also shows how to make the spine. So the YouTube channel will give you step-by-step instructions of how to put together this mini photo album. I started out with the Skinny Dippin' mini album from Creekbank Creations. It's plain bare on the inside and the outside as well. And now I'm going to show you how I created a spine for this mini album. To make the spine, I used the Skinny Dippin' spine die from Creekbank Creations. It comes in two different sections. The reason for that is because this way they will fit in a standard size die cut machine. When you run it through the die cut machine, it will cut and score all your pieces and place these X's and O's on it at the same time. The circles are so you know where to adhere it, and the X's are representing where we're going to pinch up pleats and glue. I will show you what the spine looks like once it's completed. Here is a colored spine just so that you can maybe see it a little bit better. I did use a plain white one in mine. It has 5 different spines in it once you have it completed. And you can also see YouTube videos of that by going to Creekbank Creations YouTube channel, or you can click in the description and you will see a link that'll take you directly to how to make the spine and place it in your album. So my next step is to create a pocket page. So this is the pocket page that I created to go over top of each of the 5 spines. To create the pocket page, which is my starting point, I used Creekbank Creations Skinny Dippin' Pocket Page Die Set. In the pocket page die set, you get this die, which is what I used to create this. So I die cut this and this, put that together, and created the pocket die. You also get in that pocket page set, you get this die, which gives you different size flaps to use, some arrows and some embellishments. And you also get these dies, which will give you again a flap. It gives you a little pocket page, and it also gives you a ribbon lock die, which I will explain to you later. So in the pocket page die set, you are going to get all 3 of these boards. I put them on magnetic boards because it's easier for me to keep track of them, but you will get all of this in the pocket page die set. The next thing I'm going to show you is the pocket page insert, which goes inside of the pocket page. Then you can take it in and out, and you can place either messages or photos on the front and back side. This is the pocket page insert die. So you have the larger die, and then you have the mat. With the pocket page insert, you also get the Savannah alphabet die set. So this is the Skinny Dippin' pocket page insert, and the Savannah alphabet die set comes with it. Next, I am going to show you how we keep the ribbon that we tie our album together with from pulling out of our album. I use the ribbon lock, which is this right here, out of the pocket page die set. And Creekbank Creations also sells the ribbon lock and some magnetic sticker dies as a smaller package also. So I have die cut out one of the ribbon locks, and I'm taking my plain mini photo album, and I die cut it out on a piece of double-faced super tacky tape. You can use glue and tape, but that works wonderful to use the super tacky tape because it really sticks. After die cutting it, I thread my ribbon through the holes, and then I'm just going to place this on my mini album wherever I choose, and that's going to be secured. And then once that's secured, you can pull this really hard and it's going to stay right in place. It's not going to move. So that's how we get our ribbon to stay in our mini photo albums. I am now ready to start to decorate my album. I used my own colored cardstock to make the bases on some of my pages, but most of my pages were done using the Simple Stories 12 by 12 collection kits. It's called Simple Vintage C's. It has 12 double-sided pieces of cardstock paper, including cut-apart elements, and 69 stickers. I also used the Simple Stories 12 by 12 basic kit called Simple Vintage C's. It's 6 different colored pieces of paper. I used the chipboard frames that are called Simple Vintage C's. You can get this Spring of 2020 limited edition kit by going to www.creekbankcreations.com while supplies last. Now I'll explain a little bit about the products I used. So I used the 12 by 12 collection set, Vintage C's, for the background papers on the front cover, and I also used the chipboard frame for the porthole. Now for the inside cover, on the left here, I use the inside pocket die set. So this is the Savannah Skinny Dippin inside pocket die. I use that for this page here. This large piece here is the actual pocket, which will hold our tags that I put in there. And here I have a window. This is this flap right here. This is a window flap. Underneath that, I have a little peekaboo window, and that is this circle, which has just a scored line here so that it stays attached to my album. And then I used the arrow die, and I used a ship's wheel brad. I couldn't resist. It was so cute, and I found it laying around. But you can just use a regular brad for the closure. For the closure, the arrow that I used was from the pocket page die set, and I cut out like maybe 3 or 4 of these and layered them on top of each other to give it stability. The tags that I made, I used the Skinny Dippin' tags and tickets. It's a giant set that has 25 different dies in it, and that's what I used to do my tags with. And there's also a little die in here that once you make your tag and then make a mat for it, I just chose to do that, you take this die and you center it in the center of your tag, and then it will punch out the hole. You run it through your die cut machine. The hole comes already punched out for you, and then all you'll have left to do is to put a ribbon or rope or whatever you choose to in the top of your tag. For the first page, I used the 12 by 12 Vintage C's collection set for my papers. And I also used the chipboard frame for my little sailboat frame. You can place your own photo in here. I chose one of the element sheets that I could pre-cut just to have a picture in there. I also made a flap with my pocket page set. And I made a closure, which I used the inside pocket page die for this little circle closure. Again, I used the chipboard frames from the Vintage C's. And underneath of the flap here, I have placed a magnet. Creekbank Creations does sell the magnet in between the 2 layers of paper. I also, underneath my window, made another flap window, which I made out of the flap page die, which is right in this set here called the flap page, Savannah's flap pages. It has a score line here, so that when you die cut it out, it stays attached to your paper and creates a flap. On the back side of my first page, I used the Vintage Seas chipboard frame and put a little bit of the 12 by 12 collection paper underneath it. And on the second page, I made flaps, and this is done with the Skinny Dippin' Savannah flap pages. Each flap will lift up and allow you to place a photo underneath and above. And then I made a belly band closure for the outside to hold all of the pages down. And this is the belly band die, and it comes with the words "Best Day Ever," and it does not come with the numbers. It just happens to be on my magnetic sheet. I also put a magnet underneath these 2 layers of the belly band on both sides so that this would stay snapped shut. So for the back side of page 2, I used the Vintage Seas 12 by 12 collection paper. Now for page 3, I made a little special closure, which is like a swinging pendulum. You can swing it either direction, and I also place a magnet underneath it. The little pendulum came from the inside pocket die, and it was this die right here. I layered 3 or 4 pieces on top of each other, stuck a magnet in each end, and on the back side of my page. The flaps here that I created, those are from the pocket page die set. I used this flap, and I used it in this direction. Then when you open it up, it says "Best Day Ever," because the big whale is there. And the "Best Day Ever" came from the belly band die set, the words that are in that. On the back side of page 3, I used the Vintage Seas 12 by 12 collection papers. And on page 4, I used the Waterfall pocket die. So this is the Skinny Dippin' Savannah Waterfall pocket die. And with this, you're going to get the words "Amazing Moments," "Good Stuff," "You Make Me Smile," and "Love This." There's 3 different sizes that layer into each other as you're creating these waterfall pockets. So I have 3 pockets. The first pocket up at the top is very, very deep. I just chose not to put a tag in that particular pocket because I wanted to put a little picture up there. So I put tags in the other 2 pockets. So you have 3 pockets that you can use by using the waterfall pocket dies. The back side of page 4 is just using the 12 by 12 collection designer paper and using another one of the chipboard frames out of the Vintage Seas. Page 5, I used the 12 by 12 collection paper again. The lighthouse is part of the collection paper, and so is the seagulls on the top. And this is one of the stickers that are in there. And then I created the belly band, which we already went over. This is the belly band die. So I created a belly band. And then I made a flap page, which I used out of the Skinny Dippin' pocket page set. And then I created another flap page. And then I just kind of cut little triangles to put a photo or something on. And the little rickrack on the bottom I thought was cute. I thought it kind of looked like waves. And I did get that out of the flap page set. There's a little, like, it looks like a rickrack or wave design. I used that out of the flap page set. On the back side of page 5, I just used the Vintage Seas 12 by 12 collection paper and one of their stickers. Now on the inside of the back cover, I used the inside pocket page dies again. I used the large die for the pocket page. I used one of the tags from the tags and tickets set to create a tag, and then I just used the 12 by 12 designer paper and some stickers. And on the back we used the 12 by 12 collection paper and the chipboard frames. I will show you another real quick walkthrough of the book page by page, but I'm not going to open up all the flaps. These albums have like tons and tons of possibilities. I mean, you can do wedding, birthdays, anniversaries, Christmas, vacations, camping. You can just do one just for fun for summer. I also created a fall album. I called it Happy Fall Ya All. This I did use a belly band closure for my album. I'm just going to show you a quick preview of it. I'm not going to go through every flap and page because it's basically the same, just a little bit different layouts. So in this album I have my peekaboo in my window. I also have an Amazing Moments page with some extra flaps. I have the same card inserts we had for the other ones. Here's another one with the belly band, some extra flaps. I made some extra peekaboo windows under here. And this page has the same swinging closure. And underneath that I have just places you could put some photos. Here we have the Waterfalls pocket page again. Here we have the flap pages again. And our inside pocket page, which I created another little pocket in. So that was my fall album. And then I did do another one that I call my USA or American album. I did everything basically red, white, and blue, just very simple. Again, I have my tags, peekaboo windows, a couple extra flaps. And this I did with just my own papers that I had at home. So you could go into your extra leftover designer papers and see what you could create on your own. The Waterfalls pocket page. This is another one of the pendulum with a couple little windows. I had little peekaboo windows over here. Some places to put photos. Some more flap pages. And that was my American album. Here are just a few of the mini photo album books I made using Creekbank Creations' product line called Skinny Dippin'. You can find the products I used by going to www.creekbankcreations.com. You can also go to Creekbank Creations' YouTube channel to see step-by-step instructions on how to assemble these albums.